I'm the Parks Commissioner for the City of Boston. We couldn't be happier to be here at James Healy Field, and a very warm welcome, if you don't mind. James Healy was killed in action in October 1918, and we're actually joined by his nephew, who's also James Healy. So if you could give the Healy family a round of applause. There's a lot of thank yous involved for this project, but we really do like to start thanks with the leadership in our city. Extraordinary leadership has been shown, especially on expanding the opportunities for play here in Roslindale. It was one of the first issues that the Mayor of Boston heard about after he became mayor, and since then, whether it's the renovations of Fallon, the renovations here at Healy, or the additions over at Pagel Playground, the mayor has made a strong commitment, both with his operating and also his capital budgets, to expand play here for this beautiful neighborhood here in Roslindale. So ladies and gentlemen, please a warm welcome for the Mayor of Boston, Martin J. Walsh.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you, Commissioner. And I want to, how you guys doing back there, Roslindale? Come on over, you can move over here, come over. Come on up this way if you want. You can come right in. If you want to stand up here with us, feel free to come up. I want to, yeah, come on up. We'll get you on TV. How's that? All right?
Hey, wait a minute, he's got a Yankee hat on.
It's on backwards though, don't turn your head around, keep going. Let me just say a couple of things. First of all, I want to thank my dear friends from the BCYF Roslindale Center. How's everything going today? Good? Good? You having fun? All right. I want to also thank the Parks Department, Chris Cook and his incredible team at the Boston Parks Department. How about a round of applause to the Parks Department for their great work? I want to thank City Councilor Nisa Sabi George, who's with us, who's been an incredible supporter of the parks as well, and Tim McCarthy. Myself and Timmy got sworn in the same day as mayor and the city council, and I started thinking about this the other day, that I've done more groundbreakings at playgrounds and ball fields in Timmy McCarthy's district and more ribbon cuttings than anywhere else. So it shows you that Timmy McCarthy's learned how to use the budget to his advantage. So thank you, Timmy. Congratulations. I also want to thank the contractor and the design team. Thank you to Roslindale's Way to Play and everyone who made this renovation possible. It's exciting to reopen this beautiful park, this playground here. We're here a couple months ago to open Fallon Field, and now we're here to open the playground. And that water feature is amazing. There's no other one like that anywhere I've ever been. So I want to thank you. I also want to thank all of the Friends of the Post Office Square, $25,000 donation. Thank you for that. Youth Lead to the Change Initiative, $58,000 for that. Thank you. $670,000 investment from the City of Boston, the capital plan. I want to thank the City Council for who supported that as well. And it's great to see so many young Bostonians taking the initiative to improve their own neighborhood. Among other improvements that are here is we had an accessible merry-go-round, an accessible water table, so we can make sure that any child that wants to come in here and play doesn't see any barriers, and that's important for us. We're always working to improve our accessibility in our parks, and that's one of the cornerstones of our Parks First initiative. Residents of all abilities should be able to enjoy open space, and this is certainly one of my top priorities. We have one of the best park systems in the nation, and we plan on, myself and Chris and the team plan on making it the best park system in the nation, and I'll tell you why we're not the best for a minute. It's something that we're proud of what we're doing, and the only reason why I can't say we're not the best is because 98% of our residents live within a 10-minute walking distance of a park. We have to get that number to 100%. And then we can say that all of our residents in the city of Boston have access to a park. And when we get to that number, we're making that challenge to ourselves to be able to talk about that. We have more children than ever. They have great open space. We want to continue to maintain our natural spaces. We have a state-of-the-art playground here and structures and things like that for our young people. So again, thank you all for being here today. I love the fact that so many young people are here today. I know we have the camp next door, so thank you as well. And I'm going to turn the microphone over to... Oh, we're also joined by Michael Flaherty. Thank you, City Councilor Michael Flaherty. And I'm going to ask City Councilor Tim McCarthy to come up and say a few words.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I will be very, very brief. Just look around. What was here last year was an old tot lot steel just not a real welcoming place. And now you look at this park, brand new pool. Parks Department has sunk so much money into Healy Field itself. I used to play ball there a long time ago these days now. And I look around this neighborhood and it is so inviting. It is so welcoming. And that's what the mayor has done. And I've told the story in the early spring when we opened Fallon Field. Chris Collette, who's here today, he'll say a little something, and Adam Rogoff called me and said, you know, we have an issue here in Roslindale. Our parks are worn out. Our parks are tired. Can you help us? A couple days later, Chris Cook and I took a walk with Adam and with Chris, and we walked from Fallon Field through Adams Park to Healy Field. And Chris said, you know what, I agree. And we had a conversation with the mayor, and the mayor said, you know, we have to do something. We have to address the issue for these kids so all of you guys can have an awesome park to play in. And we just stepped up in such a big, big way. And I know everybody loves Fallon Field. You know, it's got the giant slide. You guys been on the giant slide?
Yeah.
Yeah? You scared?
Yes.
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 Yes, the giant slide is a giant slide. I have not done the giant slide yet. I was in a suit last time. So maybe I'll go this time. But then you look at this park with its beautiful water features. Kids are going to be here for years to come. I want to thank Chris Cook and the Parks Department. I want to thank the mayor. Certainly I want to thank my colleagues, Anissa Sabi-George and Michael Flaherty. We have the biggest Parks Department budget in the history of the city of Boston this year. And it's because of Mayor Walsh and the City Council working together. So I look forward to working another 4 years with Mayor, if I do say so myself. And thanks again for everything you've done for District 5.
Thanks so much, Councilor. Another round of applause for Councilor McCarthy, please. Again, we want to thank the design team at Copley Wolf. If you could give them a round of applause, it's amazing what they did here. It's absolutely beautiful. Fleming Brothers did an outstanding job building Copley Wolf's vision, so we're very grateful for them. If you could give them a round of applause. The mayor mentioned the Friends of Post Office Square, which is one of the premier parks downtown, and for them to share their wealth with us in the neighborhood, we're very, very grateful for that. Pam Messenger is here representing Friends of Post Office Square, so if you could please give her a nice round of applause, Pam. Thank you for everything you do in our city. And I want to thank the youth of Boston, because a lot of people don't realize this, but the way we got additional funds here in this park is through Mayor Walsh's vision of actually giving youth a decision-making process on the capital budget. Youth Lead the Change enabled us to have accessible play here in this playground. So thank you to the youth of Boston for voting for these wonderful additions. But again, we wouldn't have made all these improvements to Roslindale's parks if it wasn't for extraordinary advocacy from the community itself, especially Roslindale Wants to Play. Here representing Roslindale Wants to Play is Roslindale's own Chris Collette.
Hi everyone. I'll be very quick, but I just want to say it would be really hard to overstate the importance of Healy Field to the Roslindale community. We're close to Roslindale Square. We're right in the middle of one of the most densely populated areas in all of southwestern Boston. There are great ball fields here. There's a wonderful pool, a basketball court. And when we first came here with the commissioner a few years ago, it's safe to say that the playground really just felt like an afterthought. And it's been really terrific to go through this process and see how a wonderful design team like Copley Wolf could really take a space that felt like it was underutilized and really make the most of this space. Without increasing the footprint of this playground, they've managed to fit in a large obstacle course, a large water feature, and accessible play features. And that's really astonishing. If you had come here a few years ago and looked at what the play structures looked like, you would have said, man, that's a small playground, and I bet they won't be able to do too much of it without really expanding the footprint. And the imagination that they showed in coming up with this design and really using the space well is really important. So I would like to thank the city. I'd like to thank the mayor, Councilor McCarthy, Councilors Sabi-George and Flaherty, and the Roslindale community. And I hope everybody loves and enjoys playing at this playground. Thank you very much.
And just a few more quick thank yous. For those in the community who actually worked on this project, you know that there's someone who spent a lot of time on this project and also spent a lot of time on Fallon Playground, and that's our own Kathy Baker Eclipse. And if you give Kathy a round of applause. Kathy, thanks for everything you do. joined by Director of Design and Construction Rob Rutenberger, and also our General Superintendent of Maintenance Jim Sheen is here. I want to thank Chris Lee and of course Gary Dwyer for all the things you do for our parks. Thank you in the maintenance division, because the great parks are wonderful, but we got to make sure that they're clean so our kids can enjoy them. And now's the most important part. You guys ready to cut a ribbon?
Yeah!
All right, so you're gonna go join the mayor. Right over, Ryan, wave at everybody. Go over to Ryan and the mayor and the elected officials. Okay, everyone, on the count of three, say, "I love Roslindale." 1, 2, 3.